Hello and welcome to all. We have often heard of people who have been saved by someone else's heroic act. But sometimes that heroic act can be the work of an animal. And yes, animals can also be true heroes. And many of them have managed to save the life of their master or someone else because of their bravery and dedication. Today, we will discover together the extraordinary stories of Toby the dog, Lulu the sow, Ning the elephant, Masha the cat, and many other animals that have managed to save human lives. Let's go. One morning in August 1998, Joanne Altsmans was at home when she was suddenly taken by chest pain. The woman was suffering from a heart attack, but fortunately, she was not alone at home. Lulu was with her and, seeing his mistress in this state, quickly reacted by leaving the house to go for help. How the brave sow went to lie down on the road to attract the attention of motorists, despite her belly injury from trying to get out through a very small trap door. She continued to go back and forth to the mobile home to check on the condition of her mistress. Finally, one of the drivers stopped and followed the animal that had got up to the house. There, when he discovered Joanne lying on the ground, he called for help, rushing to rescue her on time. And yes, without Lulu, Joanne might not be alive today. William, or Willie, as he is affectionately known, managed to save the life of Hannah, a 2-year-old girl, while she was choking to death. According to Megan Howard, the babysitter, it was William who sounded the alarm. The bird started flapping its wings and screamed "Mama, baby! Mama, baby!" This quickly alerted the young woman, who ran immediately to rescue the little girl. Although she managed to save his life, Megan Howard said it was Willie, the real hero. In fact, the bird was rewarded by the Red Cross for her heroic act. Dory is a little rabbit that had the reflex to save its owner on time. Simon Stegel suffered from diabetes. One day, while he was quietly watching television with Dory, he suddenly became ill. Feeling that something was wrong, the little animal started tapping and jumping on his master's chest, which caught the attention of his wife, Victoria. Seeing that her husband wasn't moving, she quickly called for help with her alert gesture. Dory saved Simon from his diabetic coma. A real little hero. In Ethiopia, a 12-year-old girl was kidnapped in her home village. Her abductors, who forced her to marry, dragged her to a forest. But there they were greeted by 3 lions who, against all odds, protected the girl from her kidnappers. Believing it was a lion cub because of the crying, the lions took the girl to a remote place and stood guard without ever attacking or harming her. Only after the police arrived did they return to the jungle after protecting the girl and saving her life. An incredible story with a happy ending. Mila became a hero by saving a female diver from drowning. In 2009, Yang Yun, a 26-year-old Chinese diver, was competing in a freediving competition. The competition took place in a beluga whale pool where the diver had to swim as deep as possible. As the water was icy, Yang lost the feeling in her legs. His limbs did not respond to the very cold water temperatures, which prevented him from coming to the surface. So, she let herself sink when out of nowhere Mila appeared to rescue her. The beluga whale grabbed the diver's leg with its jaw and brought her back to the surface of the water so that she could breathe. Brave Mila. Toby is a golden retriever who seems to know a lot about first aid. One day, he managed to save his mistress Debbie, who was choking on a piece of apple stuck in her throat. So, Toby had the reflex to perform the Heimlich maneuver. He jumped on Debbie's chest, pressing firmly on her ribcage until he managed to get the piece of apple out. Debbie's life was saved because of Toby's heroic action, and after this story, Toby was awarded the Heroic Animal Medal. Bravo Toby! Little Abigail Bruce received this beautiful goat as a birthday present. However, the family had no idea that Speedy was going to save their lives 2 days after he arrived home. At night, while everyone was sleeping peacefully, the house's garage caught fire. Speedy, who then smelled the fire, immediately went to wake the little girl by jumping on her chest. Abigail got up and ran to her parents, who realized the fire on time. The whole family managed to get out of the house and into safety. The house was badly damaged, but imagine what would have happened to the family if Speedy hadn't been there. Here is an incredible story that proves that even animals can have a maternal instinct towards humans. In January 2015, in Russia, residents of a residential complex discovered an abandoned baby in a cardboard box in frightening circumstances. The baby would probably have frozen to death had it not been for Masha, who huddled up to it and covered it with his big fur to keep it warm to warn the residents of the building. Masha began meowing insistently to lure them to the little box. That's how one of the neighbors discovered the baby that the brave cat was huddled up against. It is said that when the ambulance arrived to take the little boy to the hospital, she even tried to go up with him thanks to Masha. The baby was saved. In 2004, Amber Owen, an 8-year-old British girl, was spending her holidays in Thailand on a Phuket when the terrible tsunami hit the Thai and Indonesian coasts. Luckily for her, Amber was at that moment on the back of Ning Nong, a 4-year-old baby elephant. But the animal was angry because it had sensed the danger coming. So, he had the reflex to flee as far away from the sea as possible. The rescue elephant ran with Amber on its back to higher ground. If the little girl's life was saved, it is thanks to the heroic action of this courageous elephant. Several years later, Ning Nong, who was renamed Bai Tong, was found in an elephant camp in Kunshan Laburi, Thailand. His gentleness and friendliness towards the camp's inhabitants and visitors have not changed. His incredible story even inspired the British writer Michael Morpurgo, who wrote a novel called Elephant in the Garden about what happened that day. Adam Walker, a British agent, has always dreamed of swimming with dolphins. His dream came true in New Zealand in the most unexpected way. In April 2014, while crossing the Cook Strait, Adam saw a huge white shark coming towards him. The swimmer was preparing for his last moments when, suddenly, a dozen dolphins appeared out of nowhere and intervened on time to protect him from a fatal attack. The brave marine rescuers were swimming very close to Adam, circling as they do with their little ones. They then swam alongside him for an hour and a half, continuing to circle him every time he stopped to drink water. This man never imagined that one day he would be swimming with dolphins and that he would be saved by these magnificent creatures known for rescuing people in danger. Without the dolphins he had saved, he would not be here anymore and would never have told this incredible story. The story of this brave dog is one of love and loyalty. Khan, or Khan the super dog, had just been adopted by a family. One day, while he was playing in the garden with little Charlotte, 17 months old, his behavior suddenly changed. First Khan started to push the little girl, then he grabbed her by her diaper and threw her into the air. Seeing this abrupt gesture, the little girl's mother ran quickly and that's when she discovered the snake sneaking through the grass. So, the brave dog had pulled the little girl away from the snake, saving her from its bite. The snake still bit Khan, but fortunately, the dog escaped unharmed and is a fine example of bravery and loyalty. His love for the little girl didn't make him hesitate for 1 second to put his life in danger to save little Charlotte's life. A fine heroic deed. Harambe was a 17-year-old gorilla living in the Cincinnati Zoo in Cincinnati, Ohio, USA. On a beautiful morning in May 2016, a 3-year-old child who was in the zoo with his parents found himself in the animal's habitat by mistake. An appalling scene that caused panic in the zoo. The pictures show the big monkey holding the child's hand, dragging him into the water, lifting him up. But at no time did it hurt him, unfortunately. Fearing that the child might be in danger while in the company of the animal, zoo officials had no choice but to shoot down a rebate to save the little one. This act caused controversy and great anger among the internet community, who launched a petition for justice for the animal. According to them, the accident had happened because of parental negligence or lack of safety measures at the zoo. Besides, some animal protection experts felt that the gorilla had shown actions that were not cruel to the child, who may have simply wanted to play with it and had every intention of protecting him. However, we will never know. Rest in peace, Harambe. You have just discovered 12 incredible stories of animals who saved human lives through their actions. These animals more than deserve to be called heroes. Do you know of other rescue animals that are not on this list? Leave us your answer in the comments.